Robert Mugabe's efforts to cling to power appear close to collapse as tens of thousands march through Zimbabwe's cities calling for his resignation, while the ruling party prepare to dismiss its veteran leader. Leaders of the ZANU-PF will meet on Sunday morning to endorse a motion stripping the 93-year-old of his post of First Secretary, with Parliament expected to start impeachment proceedings next week. The presidential motorcade left Mugabe's sprawling residence in Harare early on Saturday night, booed and jeered by marchers who had gathered outside. Sources close to the military said the president had asked a Catholic priest and lifelong friend to act as an intermediary in ongoing talks with generals. Mugabe had previously rejected similar offers of mediation, suggesting that he was close to making a significant concession. Few options are now open to the autocrat, who has ruled Zimbabwe through a mixture of coercion, bribery, and revolutionary rhetoric for nearly 4 decades. Support in some branches of the security establishment, such as the police, has evaporated, and high-profile political supporters have been detained. On Saturday, the streets of Harare were filled with joyous residents who chanted, sang, and waved placards. Many embraced or posed for selfies with soldiers. The march had the approval of military authorities, and will boost the international image of the generals who seized power last week. However, analysts said the celebrations were also evidence of a huge desire for democracy in Zimbabwe, not just the departure of the world's oldest leader. Piers Pigu, an expert with the International Crisis Group, said the march was both an opportunity and a major challenge for the military and the still dominant ZANU-PF, which was Mugabe's political vehicle. The language being used by marchers shows that people were out not just to support ZANU-PF and the army. What we have seen on the streets suggests that the ordinary Zimbabweans want an alternative to the centralizing, controlling narrative, said Pigu. The military has said it has no intention of staying in power and claimed that last week's takeover was necessary to remove criminals close to the president, a reference to Grace Mugabe, the First Lady, and her G40 faction. Most observers believe the former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa is likely to take charge when Mugabe finally relinquishes power. Mnangagwa, 75, is a former intelligence chief and veteran ZANU-PF official who was responsible for the repression of opposition parties in successive elections between 2000 and 2008. He was fired by Mugabe 10 days ago. Opposition leaders in Zimbabwe have called for the formation of an inclusive transitional government but risk being sidelined by the powerful army and ZANU-PF. There are also concerns that the military will maintain significant influence in the future. The ruling party have allowed the military to taste political power, and we have to expect some role of the armed forces to continue for some time, said Martin Rupaya, a former Zimbabwean army general. One senior ZANU-PF official said fears of Praetorian politics in coming years were justified.